All right, guys, let's dive right into the Kizer Huntsmen. It's not going to be for everybody, okay? Let me just tell you that right now. And now that I know the inspiration for these, I'm not sure it's for me either, because every time I look at this, I think about that. So these are from Kizer. Here, if it focuses, is the actual part number and a few details about it. James Lowe Design. So, yeah, let's just dive right in. And you guys tell me what you think. It's going to be polarizing, for sure. It's called the Huntsman. There's two of them here because Aussie Mike bought these from White Mountain Knives. I was drawing a blank there for a second. But he bought these from White Mountain Knives, had them sent to me because James Lowe is an Australian designer. And Aussie Mike is from the Melbourne area of Australia. I don't know where James is, but so Mike is supporting his local designer and bought them here at White Mountain Knives, had them sent to me. He bought two of them because he thought it was right up my alley and wanted me to keep one. So I think that's super, super cool, and I'm super honored. And yes, these style types of knives are kind of up my alley. Okay, so Mike, truly, thank you. I should be sending you gifts for your generosity in letting me see basically most of your collection over the last year or so. So I'm really touched and honored by that. I will tell you that both of these are very cool and smooth. However, one of them is a little more drop shut than the other, which I thought was a little interesting, even though their production runs. So this one's just a little slower. Again, I don't have a problem with that. It's still smooth. Nice, glassy smooth. Like, the action's the same. This one is just more drop shutty. I'm not a big drop shutty person, so this is probably the one that's going to go to Aussie Mike. All right, so these are kind of designed after the giant Australian Huntsman spider. And I'm going to put a picture up here. It's not scary enough that Australia has giant fighting kangaroos that look like they're buff like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But now they've got giant freaking spiders. And these kind of mimic-ish the tentacles or the legs of the huntsman spider. Good Lord. That's not a spider you just hit with your shoe when you wake up to go to the restroom in the middle of the night and you see a little spider. That's not something you just kind of wash down the drain in the shower if it's in there with you. Like, yeah, I don't know. Not that I'm afraid of spiders, but good Lord. Okay, anyway, enough about that. What you get here is 4 3/4 closed, 8 5/8 overall with a 3.8-inch blade. Yes, the blade is going to get comments. Let me know down below your comments. Please, I would love to hear. Now, you've probably already given your comments to several other videos on YouTube because I have scrolled and seen them, and I haven't watched any of them because generally I don't watch other people's videos of knives that I am about to review, right? So that I can keep my thoughts, my opinions about it, my own, to share with you. I may go back and look at some other people's after I film this, but yeah. So let me know what you think this looks like. I have an idea, and I'll tell you that in a few minutes. Let's see. The blade thickness is 0.135. It is S35VN, weighs in at 5.3 ounces. Runs on bearings as most, if not all, Kizers do. It does fit good in the pocket. It's kind of a cross between like a Grimsmo Norseman blade-ish, maybe a Rotten Design Evo handle, maybe a Strider handle. Like, when I first saw the Striders and or the Evos, I didn't think they were really for me. Strider's still not for me. But when you get this thing in your hand, or a Strider or a Evo, it's very comfortable. You know, it looks like it's got a big old fat butt, but it really just works in the hand, and they're not so big in the pocket. Now, you've got to have the big butt on this one, because where else are you going to hide that blade? You know, it's recessed in there. They could have, you know, they could have made it a little smaller, just a hair, but, you know, I think it works. I love the carbon fiber in general. You guys know that. It's all titanium scales, titanium backspacer, titanium 3D milled clip, which works exceptionally well in the pocket. Bolster lock, and then S35. There is a lot of milling inside. If I can grab a light over here, let's see if we can show that. Oh, I'm sorry. There is no milling in this one. That was the last knife I filmed. Get a little confused when I'm cranking out, like I'm getting ready to go on a work trip, so I'm actually filming a bunch of videos to space out while I'm gone. So I think this is the third or fourth video today I filmed. So there is no milling. They could have done some milling. However, with inlays, that is your milling oftentimes. It's not never done, but not often done when you have big inlays on the edges. When you have a big inlay on the outside, you don't do a big pocket on the inside, because then it just gets too thin on the scales. So it's kind of either one or the other. So you have a big pocket here and here for your weight savings. I think it's a cool knife. To me, it's kind of like a rhino. You got the horn, you got the head, and you got the big old fat rhino butt. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's not a small knife by any means. You know, with almost a 3 3/4 inch plus blade at 3.8 inches. It's not small. Here it is with the Sharpie, the Spyderco Delica. Pull out a couple of bigger knives. Here is the RJ Martin, which has just about a 4-inch blade. I can do also the Frank Fisher Battle with a 4-inch blade. I don't have a Rotten Design, or I would show you that since I pulled the double homicide out. Show you that one. So I think it's a pretty cool knife. It's not going to be for everyone. And the fact that it is designed, it's always going to remind me of the dang spiders. And I think, I don't know why the world created spiders that are literally the size of plates, dinner plates. That's too much for me. I have nothing against spiders, but when they're as big as your head, yeah, I'm not sure what to say about that. If you know what to say about that, put in the comments, because I would love to hear your thoughts, or find a spider emoji and just put it down there. If you don't have a thought, put your favorite emoji down there, just because. Again, Aussie Mike, thank you so very much for gifting me one of these and for letting me check them out in the first place. Have a great day, guys. I do greatly appreciate your time and your comments and all that good stuff. And we will see you on the next video.